stands. Just kidding. Followers. Sounds bad, like I'm in a cult. Friends. Soldiers, warriors, whoever you are. Maybe there's one or two of y'all that have been watching me for a long time. I don't know, but please leave me a comment. I'd like to start getting into this because I'm really getting into the mental wellness stuff. Anyway, let me jump into something that I thought about after reading it, and maybe this will help you. It's a new year. Kind of, for some people like me, it's like, oh, well, it's a new year. One, I'm getting older. One, it's a year that I haven't been cured, you know. I start to beat myself up a bit. What I do wrong, but I gotta focus on the positives, okay? So hopefully we had some progress this year. I hope that you had some progress this year. And if you didn't, then this is your year for progress. All right. One thing that I really like when I got on the proper medication many years ago, Lamictal, and I started to feel normalcy again, I started to read Eckhart Tolle, rather listen. I can't really read, not that I'm illiterate, but I don't like to read. But I like his voice, I like to listen there, and I found that he's right. The key to success in almost all things, and I say that with a caveat of almost, so whether that's mental, physical, or whatever, is presence. And that includes peace, which is what we're all looking for. Certainly trying to find a level of peace. Now, presence, I felt it. And when you truly feel present, like connected to your environment and everything fades away, it's an unbelievable feeling. And I used to have to get a long time ago and tried to pursue that presence without drinking, and it never happened for me. But through medication and then Eckhart Tolle, they do give you steps that you can take. So, and he says some things I'd like to critique a little bit or give feedback on that I struggle with. I believe, and I love him. I'm a supporter, but I wish I could talk to him and ask him a couple questions. And those questions are, because he talks about how there's no be present, don't be in the past, don't be in the future. He's even mentioned, I believe, I listened last night, that there's no discomfort in the present. Well, that's not true. Obviously, you're suffering. People talks about future is hope. There's hope, and that's exactly right. And hope cures. So that's the one thing that I don't really understand is how you can say that presence is the key to everything, because you need to look forward to the future, because in the future there's hope if the present is that bad. So I feel like 100% on board with presence, but definitely not on board with it's a cure-all. Okay, so there is something though that's interesting, and a thought experiment that you can do. I started to do. It's like, what am I thinking about? You kind of check in, and part of the problem that I have is already checking in, with OCD and things like that. But when I say check in, this is kind of a different way of checking in. I'm talking about kind of strategically checking in with yourself and saying, okay, what am I doing right now? Just a simple question. What am I doing right now? And whatever that is, working, running, crying, what is that serving you? How is that serving you? What's the purpose of that present moment? And if you're crying or you're upset, what are you upset about? Are you upset because of something upcoming? Because because I can think about me, and I'm constantly in a flux of this, right? Where I am worried about an upcoming event and my anxiety and how that'll be affected, because my brain biologically wants to warn me, no, don't do those things because you have anxiety and you're going to feel terrible. And 50-50 chance I will not. I don't know. My symptoms fluctuate like the wind, so. But, you know, I think the paradox is that anxiety, what is it called? Anticipatory anxiety creates anxiety. I mean, well, it is, and worsens the anxiety. It's like if you could just forget all of it, like for me, the past and the traumas, then I think that I'd be okay. I just want to reset on my brain, because I'm constantly, it's reminding me, hey, don't do this, it's a danger. Everything's a danger. Luckily, again, medication has helped me to at least get halfway back, and then from that halfway point, I can stretch a little further, because I have at least a launch pad. At least I got a boat now that I can row in, and I'm not drowning in the ocean. So, and I'm not a medication preacher at all. Just saying what has helped for me. So that being said, it's like, yeah, what are you doing right now, and how does it serve you, and why are you doing it? And then you can sort of try to follow that thought pattern into, okay, well, what can I do to change that? And am I happy? I mean, we don't live long, and I'm realizing that I'm about to be, I'm not going to say old, but am I happy? No, I'm not. Why not? You know, and then you think about, so for me, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm not happy, what am I doing right now? And why am I doing it if I'm not happy? And what can I change about what I'm doing to make myself happy? And I'm torn about this. You know, you guys could chime in, because I'm not an expert. I'm not on here as a psychiatrist or someone that thinks they knows everything. I'm just telling you where I'm at in my journey. And you know, in 100 years we'll all be gone, in 50 years, probably most of us, and 60 years, whatever. And you really got to do an audit of like, well, what's it going to do to make you happy? And I think that starts with loving yourself. As corny as that sounds, loving yourself. I don't love myself. I don't really know myself, but becoming your best friend, becoming your comfort zone. Could you imagine if you became your comfort zone? Because my comfort zone, I rally around things that attract me, such as, you know, it used to be a video game or some type of distraction. When my anxiety was really bad, it was like getting in the shower. So if I would drive too far from home, I would start to freak out, and all I could think about was get home, get in the shower, and my symptoms would just escalate. So I had this like really small comfort zone, and that comfort zone, I've been able to build it outward through modalities that I talk about in some of my videos, and if you look at this one, and that is awesome. So I'm trying to focus on the positives and where I'm at now, and it's hard because we always want to move the needle. It's kind of like money. You want more money, you know. You're like, okay, well, I just want to pay the bills. I just want to get a good car, and then you want a house or a better house. That is never going to fulfill it, I can tell you, and from experience. And I know a lot of people that have money that aren't happy. So, but we always want to sort of, it's human mentality to say, hey, I'm going to be happy one day. Because if you're not happy now, and really that's all we have is now. But you have to, like, we want to project, okay, well, there's something in the future that will make me happy. And Eckhart, you know, is sort of against that whole paradigm, but it's 100%. I mean, but how do I? If you're always thinking that something in the future, and like you're constantly moving the needle, you're never gonna be happy. You're just gonna have this false sense of getting happy. So, and if you're stuck, everybody's stuck, you know, and we're stuck because of this American lifestyle or whatever you want to blame. Everyone has a situation, like pretty much everyone has a situation. It's not just you. There are people being abused right now, physically, mentally, emotionally. They've got jobs they hate. I mean, that's the majority. I've talked to hundreds and thousands, actually, people probably over the years, and there's so much suffering out there. And they say suffering's a choice, and I don't buy into all that. These little, quick memes that people try to fit in, but no, I don't buy into all that stuff. It's not a choice. I mean, in a way, you could argue that, but some people have it a lot easier than others. Some people's chemicals are balanced. Some people are just in a good state, but it's not the majority of us, okay? I can tell you that. And I'm finding that more and more and more. But you have to take a step now. You have to make a decision now, today, not tomorrow, right now. Like literally, like, oh, hey, Travis, what do you mean right now? Like literally pause the video, leave my video, and say, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I'm talking baby steps, baby. Baby steps, baby. I'm talking like anything. Like I'm dealing with the situation with my brother. I don't want to get into specifics, but when it comes to, and here I go, alcoholism, and it's fragile, and you have to nurture that, right? I wish I could. Can I pause this or what? Just bear with me. Yo, I'm so sorry for all 0 of you listening. And I probably, most people probably hate me because they're probably like, gosh, this guy just doesn't shut up. And they want me to get to the point. And one day maybe I will. But this is a journal for me. And maybe there's a couple people that actually like me or like to follow along. But yeah, so I had some other thoughts in there too. And it's like I want to put it all in this video because I have so much information, but I should probably like segment it out. Thank you, truck. Telling me that my door is open. Okay, so yeah, what can you do right now? A baby step. Call a doctor. Google AA. And just as an example, right, for alcoholics. You don't have to go to AA. Google it. You could be in bed. You could be struggling. And I'm not saying Google is definitely not. So it's probably not bad. It's probably bad to say that, but Google's a bad sometimes place to go. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, okay, get up, right? Like just get up, go do something. Like my mom used to say, she's like, oh, just get over it. Some people say, oh, just get a second job. I mean, what are we talking about here? Oh my goodness. But no, I'm talking about baby steps. Like whatever it takes. And I know, okay, and I'm not judging you. I know You know what? I'm gonna start a new video on that.